Here we go. Auction time. This is the V series auction. First item on the list, V01. This is a bone point. I think it's deer bone, Cahokia style, translucent. The dimensions, I don't know if these are exact dimensions. I just guessed from the photograph on Lithic Casting Lab site. Okay. I started with metal and I finished off with stone for the notches. This one's 30 grains. Bone is lighter than stone. So usually to get the same weight, you can make it larger than a stone point. Anyway, I made this last week just to experiment with bone. I'll make some more. I'll try to find the exact dimensions and make these exact reproductions. Okay. But this one for now is, I guess it's an art piece. Wasn't sure on the dimensions. Okay. V02. This one is Novaculite. 148 grains. It's a heat treat. 2 3/8. Translucent. This one is difficult to nap. It has pockets of powdery material, but it came out all right. It's a Kirk looking thing. I did grind the base. Okay. Next, V03. It's an art piece, Perdice looking thing. 54 grains. Almost 2 1/4. Semi-translucent chert. It's a heat treat. I'm calling it an art piece because I just went with the flow on this one. I tried to make something fancy, but I think I messed up one of the edges, so I had to make it really narrow. Now it is a good high quality heat treat, but it was difficult to nap. I don't know why. So it ended up being a little thick. All right. And besides, I don't want to make really, really thin points anymore for the auction because I'm worried about the shipping. V04. 104 grains. Little over 2 inches. It's a heat treat, semi-translucent Texas chert. Kind of like a Langtree point, but the proportions I don't think they're exactly right, so I'll call it an art piece. Next item, V05, 104 grains, 2 1/2 inches long. This one's a Texas chert heat treat. Translucent, semi-translucent. Okay. Shumla looking point. V06. This one is 78 grains, 2 inches. It is Horse Creek, and I can't remember if it's heat treat or not. I think it is a heat treat, but it's still kind of rough, or the surface is not that shiny. So I don't know. It might be raw. Some of this Horse Creek is pretty high quality in a raw state. So I don't know. It's a Kirk looking thing. Not serrated this time. Okay. Next, V07. This is an art piece. Looks like an Edwards. 90 grains. It's larger than most Edwards points, and thicker. About 2 inches long. Translucent root beer chert. Yeah, it's on the larger size. A little bit thicker than usual. Okay. Next, V08. This is a bell looking point out of Heat Treat, Texas Chert, 226 grains, 2.5 by 1 7/8 translucent chert. Kind of cool looking chert, Edwards Plateau, I suppose, and heat treated. Now, this did have pockets of difficult material, but I managed to clear off most of the problem areas and just made a bell out of it. These wide notches are pretty typical of the artifacts. So it looks, it looks like a reproduction. Except for the little metal marks. Okay, here we go. Next item on the list is a preform V09 preform Texas Chert heat treat. Some of the areas were powdery. It's kind of a dry material, but it worked out okay. Pressure sharpened. Just minimally. I didn't really thin down the edges. I just kind of regularized the edges. .324 grains, almost 2 7/8 by 2. Semi-translucent. Next, another Texas heat treat. This is very high quality stuff. 172 grains. A little over 2 1/4. 1 3/8. Okay, semi-translucent, high quality stuff. It's pretty strong material, even for a heat treat. All right. Another preform. The rest of these are going to be preforms. V11. Now this one contains some crystal pockets. You can kind of see them. The light shines through the quartzite Texas Chert heat treat. Some of the cortex there. 180 grains. 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. It's just chipped around the edges and regularized, pressure flaked around the edges. Yeah, some of this is really high quality stuff, but then you have pockets of crystals in it. I managed to get most of that stuff out, but it is kind of steppy. All right, easy to notch though. V12 preform. This one is a raw Edwards Chert, 220 grains. Let's see, 2 15/16 by 1.5. Semi-translucent. Yeah, this is a raw piece. One of the only raw pieces in here. I think maybe the Horse Creek was raw. I think that's it. Oh no, the root beer one. Root beer Edwards. I think that's raw too. Okay. Anyway. Kind of tough material, but it was okay. There's a little bit of concrete right there on the edge, but it's not too bad. V13 Texas Chert heat treat, 260 grains, 2.5 by 1, almost 1 3/4. Very high quality stuff. With this high quality stuff, sometimes there can be inconsistencies, but they're very minimal. Like, I don't know what happened there. There might be just a little personal mistake there, but there might be little hard spots in it. But I can't see any major issues. So it can be modified pretty easily. All right. And last but not least, V14. High quality high quality Georgetown. This is the highest quality of Georgetown that I got. The lighter gray stuff. 230 grains, 2 3/8, preform. All right. In this auction, I'm not going to read the rules. You can look at the previous auction if you want the rules read out to you. I'm trying to keep this video short so it'll upload quickly. Hopefully I'll get this in before noon. Auction starts noon Eastern Time, Monday. Ends 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, same day. 9 p.m. Eastern Time is 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Okay, so be aware of the time difference. All right. Any questions, you can just ask in the comment section. You bid in the comment section. If you don't know what to do, just look at the previous auctions. All right. Thank you very much and good luck.